Hello, Robert. Can you hear me, Robert? Okay, we're good to go. There's a lot of delay. Okay. Any questions on the 3 against 2? And some of the variations? No questions? Just mixing it up a little bit there. You know, you have to learn first what 3 against 2 is. It's 3 beats with one limb, and 2 other beats with another limb, 2 beats with another limb, equal distance between the downbeat. You're playing a eighth note triplet and 2 eighth notes with the right hand. So I'll play the 3 with the left, 1, then I'll play the 2 with the right. 1. Hey, Paul. You're having lots of fun. Oh boy. I think I'm getting a bad case of vertigo with this stuff. Because, I got some new things happening, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Well, being that you two guys frequent the site all the time, here's what I'd like you to just start to deal with. Just one particular exercise, and we're going to go further into it. You're taking the eighth note triplet, 1, 2, 3. And we've done it a few different ways on this one surface, on the tom-toms against the jazz pattern. So all you're going to do is eighth note triplets. If I was doing eighth note triplets, 1 and 2, and here's what I want you to work on. You're going to count the 3 against 2 figure, 4, or 3 against 2, 3 against 4. Whatever one you want, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the. I'm going to play the eighth note triplet between there. So I'm going to get 1 E and the 2. Yeah, I'm going to play the triplet. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. All right. So I'm playing the triplet. I'd rather play it with the left hand. 1, 2, 3. That takes care of one trip. Now I'm going to the next one. So I just ended that one with my snare drum. I'm going to start the next one with the hi-hat. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. Back. 1 E and the 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And tonight what we'll do is we'll do the 3 against 2 between the floor tom-tom and the bass drum. Okay, all like four rights, 4 lefts. Or read the stick control book down. All the rights are on the bass drum. All the lefts are on the floor tom-tom. Now that's a journey. That one's difficult. They're all difficult, but some are more difficult than others. And this one, I just like you to distribute the triplet between the snare drum and the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3. 1 and a 2 and a 3, and 1 and a 2 and a 3. So you get the eighth note triplet. You got that, Paul? You got that, Robert? You have any questions on anything? Any difficulty with anything here, Paul? Now, once you learn these, you could actually put them into some sort of pattern. With your playing to a tune. Now, I'm not saying to use it as a fill because I don't believe in that terminology. Fill. Lead in maybe. Okay. So, for example, if I'm playing 1, just simple pattern. I'm playing eighth notes with my right hand. You got 2 in there, guys. hang out, and you will. You'll start. It'll open up a tremendous amount of doors for you, and you will become funky. And that's very simple, very basic. You know, all these books, yeah, yeah, the bass drum. Well, you guys know that already. And that's simple. That's not art. That's not challenging. You play a tune. And everybody plays that. But now, get funky and get into it. You have the sheets. Any particular sheet you want to work on? Guys? Can you hear? Do you hear Bob as well? A lot of counting. You're developing your focus. That's what's important. What is this shit? Oh, got sweat in my eye. You can hear it, but you know, by doing something over and over again, you're gonna start to hear it. Here I was doing 3 against 4 against 2, between my bass drum and hi-hat. You're gonna start to hear all kinds of things. Wait till we do the triplet, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. What you're actually doing is taking an 8th note triplet, instead of playing it singles, 2, you can play doubles. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. That's your own. Over and over again, all of these exercises that you had. The triplet fills as the 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And doing 4 with the left foot. This is a journey. It's an endless journey. And trust me, it's just a beautiful place to be. If you're intensely into rhythm and getting to develop that control of your limbs, you're commanding it. And then you're helping out your tempo, because you cannot leave that 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 1, the 2E and the 3E and it, because if you do for one split second, everything that you're doing is going to go away. And your timing. You're in here, 1E and the 2, 3. You got to be right on the money. 1E and the 2E and the 3. 1E and the 2, 3, 1. So relaxed. There's so much to hear. And I did want to spend the rest of the week on polyrhythms, but if you understand the 3 against 2, we're going to explore it and do some other combinations instead of just 2 voice exercises, maybe 3 voice or 4 voice, depending. So we're going to expand on that. Okay. Now, if you have any questions on what we've done so far, I will try to understand the question and try to address it. If there is no questions, maybe you guys want to go into the workbook. So I just love this, man. Talk to me, guys. No questions, huh? How about you, Robert? You understand it? No problem. All right, you want to get into the workbook and work on one of the simple ostinatos? take the ostinato, 1 E and 2 E and. All right, we're going to play that constantly on the hi-hat. Like I told you guys, I'm going to have to go back a little bit for the different levels of drummers, and this is one of the things we're going to do. That's the workbook that actually came out of Gary Shafee's pattern series, his time functions, where he takes a cymbal pattern and he puts a backbeat on the count of 2 and 4 in a snare drum. And I consider that a cymbal ostinato pattern because that pattern continually repeats itself. Now I maintain a consistent sound with that right hand. I'm going, the first one's accent, E, and. So if I count 1, E, and that's mechanical, but that's what's occurring with that right stick. 1, E, and, the, 2, E, and, the. That's exaggerated. As I up the tempo, you won't see that exaggeration. But slowly. So that's going to give you the same consistent sound. I drop the 2 and 4 on the snare drum. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and. Simple. Now the whole thing here is to maneuver the bass drum around. All the possibilities. At first, yes, it's mechanical, and you have to count. Eventually, as you play it, you're going to interject it into your actual playing with the band, and you're going to have a lot of fun with the bass player and your bass drum, or just the whole band kicking it within that realm of that bass drum. So the way Gary Shafee presents this, and I like it, is he does the quad, I guess. I guess I forgot the name. And he's permutating the bass drum. Like if I did 1 E N, the next one will be 2 E N, then 3 E N, 4 E N. So I moved the bass drum on the 1 of the down of the count of 1, the E of the 2, 1 E and 2 E and then on the count of 3, it's the and of 3, 3 E and then 4 E and then back. Okay? Well, I'm doing this nice and slow. You see that? Robert, we have a workbook. You have the stick control formulas. You have the workbook. You have the syncopation formulas. And I don't know if I sent you the Joe Morello thing. That's the workbook. It's in Gary Shafee's time functions, his pattern series. And you got to keep doing that slowly, Paul. I guess I forgot that's the name of it, the grid. Oh boy. I guess you call it. You're permutating the bass drum over 1. But he takes it in the series where he's playing this, and he's going to play the bass drum on the count of 1 and 3, whether it be on the 1, the E, the and the 2, whatever. So the first one is on 1 and 3. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now I did miss the bass drum a few times intentionally, so you can actually see where I'm at. So the first one, the bass drum's on 1 and 3. Notice that right hand is a consistent sound. I'm trying to get the same sound out of that snare drum, the pop, half a rim and half a drum. Occasionally it will happen and occasionally it won't. Oh well, I'm trying to make it as consistent as possible. The next one, I'm going to move over to the E of 1 and the E of 3. 1, E, and E, and 3, E, and sorry. Let me do that again. Here we go. Then we move it over to the end. Well, that's what the workbook is, Robert. Okay? Then we move it over to the duh of 1 and the duh of 3. Now that's the first 4. The next one, I believe, he goes to the 1E. Well, I don't have the book in front of me. And so on and so forth. You know, he gives you 24 different variations with that symbol pattern. Left-sided. You want to try it left-sided as well. Another way of doing this stuff is with the stick control book. But that stick control book never leaves. It's always coming at you. I believe everything's in there. God bless George Lawrence Stone. We're going to develop some foot patterns, okay, against that particular pattern, that particular ostinato. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the stick control book, page 1, page 5 rather, number 1. It's presented as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No problem. That's the way you should interpret it, the way he intended it to be, with a lot of other things going on there. But now we're going to not interpret it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in. We're going to take the whole 2 measures and make them 1 measure, and we're going to count. We're going to count this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and. Okay, that's the interpretation. So now I'm going to eliminate the lefts and just play the rights. But I'm going to play the rights as a substitution instead of the right hand, the bass drum. So now I'm going to do line 1, all rights. I'm counting 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the, all the rights on the bass drum. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and. That's the interpretation. 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and 4 E. We understand that. Okay, then we'll move down to line 2. Now the bass drum is going to shift. Remember, we're interpreting 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and we're eliminating all the lefts, and we're going to play just the rights. So on line 2, I'm counting 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the right's going to fall on 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and that's the interpretation, and this is what's playing on top. 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and 1 E and 3 E and 4 E and we get that. I just made a couple mistakes there. All right, well, that's just another way of doing the stick control book against that particular pattern. Now, he comes up with all different kinds of ostinatos. That's just one. Let's go to another ostinato. Ostinato again. It's a pattern which repeats itself over and over again. So we're going to take the single paragraph And we're going to think of the single paradiddle in 16th note formation. Now, we're only going to put an accent on the count of 2 because with this one, ostinato, the symbol ostinato, is the backbeat's going to fall on the counts of 2 and 4. Okay, so I'm going 1, 3, and 2. All right, so I'm 2 and 4. But now what I'm going to do is take that pattern, the paradiddle, and shift my right hand over to my hi-hat and my left hand on the snare drum. Now, the snare drum occasionally going to have a ghost note. I'm going to play it first without the ghost note so you could hear it. 1, and so I'm plowing 2 and 4, and the notes on the snare drum, other than 2 and 4, now we're going to ghost. 1, 3, and ghost. 3 ghost. Now you see where I'm ghosting the notes? You got it, guys? This has got to be hard work. We only have what, Robert? What, there's 9 people in here. Nobody's in the chat. Nobody's saying, hey, Matt, you suck. I said, that's the 2 ostinatos. This one. There's 3 ostinatos. Start to hear those polyrhythms in there, Robert and Paul. Knock, knock. Anybody can chat if they want. All right. Any questions on the what you call the polyrhythms? Hey, Paul and Ed, Bob, rather. I'm going to play something on the snare with my left hand. Then I'm going to play something with my right hand against it. I'd like you to tell me what pattern that is. Okay? Here we go. Yeah. If I can do it that way. What it is that was it. No, we're playing. No, we're doing right here. So I'm playing 3. 1, 2, 3. Or 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. Here I'm playing every other triplet. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3. I'm sorry, I missed the 3. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the E and the 2 E and the 3 and the. Now, in a way, Robert, you're not wrong. 2 hands in the feet. I'm not playing no feet. So I'm playing 3 against 8. Broken down. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E That's not a paradiddle, Robert. Here's the. I'm playing eighth note triplets and quarter note triplets here. I mean, if I was going to go, that's what I'm doing, actually. But I'm slowing it way down because now you're going to play 4 between the bass drum and the hi-hat. You need to slow it down. Paradiddle, Robert. Yeah, well, you're gonna hear that, but that's why you do it slow to separate it, Robert. Okay, if there's no questions, shit. I just spilled the coffee on the rug. That's okay. It's on the rug. All right. Any questions? Remember, tonight on my site, 7 o'clock. All right, good. We got it all together. Having fun, guys. Okay. See you tonight. 7 p.m. My site.